Hi, I live here too. I am the cook today because I wanted something different, and I like to cook spaghetti and meat sauce. That's one of my favorites. It's my go-to, especially when it's cold out, which it is right now. It's a comfort food for me. My mom always made it, and my grandma, and made me feel good. So it's easy to cook. I am not a complicated cook. I don't like complicated meals. I like to keep it simple. So I'm going to show you the simple aspect of making spaghetti and meat sauce. Okay, first of all, we have our spaghetti in a package. I don't make it from scratch. It's in a package. And we boil water for the pasta to boil. So I'm going to get a pot and I'm going to boil water. Where's the pot? Oh. Okay, taking a different pot than the one I thought I was going to use, but it'll work. It's fine. I'm going to fill it up about halfway. It takes about 10 minutes maybe for the pasta to boil, but it takes a while for the water to start to boil. So you've got to get that going right away. That's the first thing I do. Get the pasta boiling. Okay, it's about halfway now. You know, any pot will do. Depends on if you have long spaghetti or you have macaroni noodles or bow tie noodles or rigatoni. Those are different types of macaroni noodles. I'm going to put this on the stove and boil it. Okay, we gotta wait for the water to boil before we can do anything else. Now, I'm gonna take a no, I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna take a frying pan. Use any kind of frying pan. Making a lot of noise, but this is the one I like to use. It's a big, it's not cast iron, but it's a, it's a heavy duty metal pan. So, just came out of the dishwasher, which this dishwasher doesn't do a great job. So I'm going to scrape off a little something. Okay.
Weezer sent the gift. Thank you, Weezer. We noticed that.
Thank you, Weezer. Wow, that's so cool. Well, it's not dirty. It's just this dishwasher isn't the best. But I've lived for 12 years without a dishwasher, and before then, I almost always had a dishwasher. So I was used to not having to wash every single thing by hand until I moved to LA. But now I'm in a brand new place with a dishwasher, and it's a pretty nice spot. So anyway, I'm going to put this burner on low. Of course, the pasta water is on high because it has to boil. Okay, so this one's on low. First. And the first thing we're going to do is cook the ground beef. I'm taking my wooden spoon because I like to use a wooden spoon. You can stir with the spoon, you can serve with the spoon, it can stay in the pot because it doesn't get hot. So I'm going to get my ground meat. Okay, I just bought this today, so it's very fresh. It is just hamburger meat, you can call it.
Cat Lady asks, what are you making?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. Because I know things in my head, so I think everybody can read my mind. It is going to be spaghetti with meat sauce. I think I said that, didn't I? Well, maybe not. But
You did, but sometimes people don't catch
okay,
it.
so this is ground beef. It's called Thomas Farms. It is a 93% lean, 7% fat. So that means it's a really healthy ground beef. You can get like a 70% uh, of, of meat lean or with 30% fat. So this is a big difference. But if you like a little fat, I would recommend 85-15. But I like a leaner meat, and that means we're going to use some oil because it doesn't have much fat. You've got to have something for it to be sauteed in. So I got to open the meat. And I'm a basic cook. I like basic food and I like basic cooking techniques. That's how my mom cooked and my grandmother cooked. They were not fancy gourmet cooks. They didn't cook anything ethnic. They were from Vermont. It's very white bread in Vermont. So, in fact, that's what my mom would buy. White bread and bologna for sandwiches. All right, so I'm going to get the cooking oil.
Chloe Hogan sent the gift. Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you, Chloe. So Emmett's very good at knowing how to do this stuff with streaming. I am just learning it. I thought I got some olive oil. A small container. Yes, I didn't. Okay, this is a gigantic container of olive oil. I love olive oil. That's my go-to.
Kate says hello, Kat.
Hi, Kate. How are you? All right. This is extra virgin olive oil, or EVO, as the professionals call it. Sorry. Getting over a upper respiratory infection. It's been kicking my butt for the last week, but I'm feeling better now. So a little raspy and coughy, but not contagious. Plus, you couldn't get it through the phone anyway. All right, I'm putting a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Maybe about a half a teaspoon. I don't measure. So, because I've been cooking this forever. So, anyway, I'm just gonna let it heat up a little bit.
Cat lady says she hopes you feel better.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm on the mend, but it kind of makes me more tired than usual. So I haven't had the motivation to really want to do too much. The water is starting to boil nicely. One thing about a gas stove is it cooks pretty quickly. All right, I'm also going to pour a drop or two of olive oil in the pasta water. The reason why is it helps the pasta not to stick together. My mom taught me this recipe when I was very little. I was probably about 8 or 9. And she took over my Girl Scout troop. And she thought we needed to learn more practical skills than basket weaving and macrame. So anyway, she taught us cooking and sewing, very domestic skills for a young lady. But guess what? I made a living sewing for quite a long time. All right, so my oil is heating up nicely, and my pasta water is just about to boil. So I'm gonna get the pasta ready to put in while the frying pan continues to heat. Hi everybody, thanks for the hearts. Really appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna wait till the water comes to a serious boil. I mean a full-blown, furious boil. All right, it's about to do that, so I'm going to put my pasta in. I've been told that it's bad luck to break your spaghetti, so I'm not going to do that. If I had a a smaller pan and you couldn't go in without breaking, I would do it because I gotta eat it. So I'm making a pound of pasta because you all know Emmett, he likes to eat a lot. I would be fine with half a pound, but not even. I'm a small eater.
What does a furious boil look like?
Lots of bubbles, and it makes a sound like. Bring it closer, you can see. Can you see? I'm not picking up this pan because I'll get burned. Can you hear it? You hear the boiling water? Okay, I'll put this in now. And what I also have to do is take another utensil. This has grooves and spiky things that help you grip things with it. And I'm just going to make sure it all gets covered with the water. So it's all going to boil. Boiling water can be very dangerous in the kitchen. You have to be careful. Many cooks have been known to burn themselves. They spill things on themselves. And boiling water can cause some serious burning. When my brother was little, he got a cup of my mom's tea off the kitchen counter, and it scalded his arm, and it was horrible. He had to go to the hospital. He had what they call second-degree burns, which is very serious.
Cher says, "Hey, beautiful."
Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so the pasta is in the boiling water. You can see it. It's going to leave it boiling. I can turn it down a little bit. It doesn't have to boil on high anymore. So I'm turning it down a little bit. Oh, okay, here, it's down a little bit. And I'm going to set a timer. Okay, I'm going to take my phone, set a timer for 10 minutes. And then we'll check it. Okay. But I do need 10 minutes. Some of the old school Italian cooks would take a piece of wet spaghetti and they throw it against the wall. If it's stuck, then it was ready. But I'm not Italian.
Kate says, "So beautiful, so much."
Well, thank you. Oh, that's so nice. I'm not at my most beautiful today, but I appreciate the compliment. Okay, what we're going to do now is take the meat and we're going to put it into the pan. The pan should be hot enough to start cooking it. You'll hear it sizzle. The sizzling tells you it's doing its job. Okay, I'm just throwing empty wrappers in the garbage. I like to clean as I go. I do not like to have a mess because I like to clean. So I clean as I go. So you're gonna take some of this frozen onion. And I'm gonna put it in with the meat. Wow, our cats are fighting. It's just play fighting. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little of the frozen onions in here. They don't really have to be defrosted because they'll heat up and they'll cook. Pieces are kind of big. That's okay, we don't need too many. This is not onion sauce, it's just meat sauce. So I put a few frozen onions in. And thank you to Emmett for preparing the chopped veggies ahead of time. Okay, so those are in there. And as...
Does it have to be frozen?
No, fresh is better. You can just take an onion and chop it up. But this is already done. Emma prepped for several meals every time. Okay, so now I'm breaking up the hamburger meat. And you can even cook the hamburger meat frozen if you want to. It takes longer and you have to do it slowly and the outer edges will start to cook faster, so you break them off. And then you have to stir it around so it's evenly prepared. So it's a quick meal. I'll be honest, this is like a 30-minute meal. That's one of the things I like about it. I don't like to be stuck in a kitchen for longer than I have to be. I would rather be chilling in front of the TV with a glass of wine. Speaking of that, Oh, there's our cat. You gotta say hi to Scout. He's the sweetest kitty. Speaking of wine, here's another plug for a product. Okay, this is called Fitzroy. My last name is Roy, so it's a good bottle of wine for me. It's a Sauvignon Blanc, and a lot of people like to match their wines with their food. I'm not a gourmand with wine. I'm not a sommelier, but I do like wine. And I drink white wine most of the time. I like red wine, but red wine for me is harder on my system.
Cat Lady says, what kind of onion did you use?
It's a white onion, peeled, chopped. It was prepared ahead of time. You can buy it fresh, you can chop it ahead of time, and you can put it in the freezer, which is what we did. Emmett's very good at prepping things ahead of time. It's his new thing, which I appreciate. Okay, and what else can I tell you? I'm going to pour a glass of chilled white wine that I also purchased today. And all right, I would use a white wine glass, but since we moved recently, those are still packed. I honestly don't know where they are, and I didn't even think about it. So I'm just using a water glass. It's from the 1950s, hence the pattern on it. I got it at a yard sale. I'm a fan of vintage items.
Midwest says, how's your night going?
Great. Hey, how's yours? Okay, so I'm going to pour a little bit of the white wine to sip on while I'm cooking. And it's in a very improper glass. But that's okay. Next time I do this, I'll try to have the proper glasses. I have all my mom's wine glasses. She was a fan of expensive items. She didn't cook expensively, but she liked things that were expensive.
Midwest says, Dodgers, oh no, Yankees fan.
Dodgers what?
Midwest says, Dodgers, oh no, Yankees fan.
Oh, I used to be a Yankees fan because I grew up in Connecticut and we were, right on the border of New York. And even though my parents were Red Sox fans, my husband at the time loved the Yankees too. And he would drive us to Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium. And we would see a lot of games there back when the All-Stars would play, and that would include Reggie Jackson. If anybody's a Yankees fan, you should know who Reggie Jackson is. And yeah, I enjoy the games. I love baseball. I'm a baseball fan. I don't diss anybody else's team. I'm not that kind of fan. I was really thrilled the Dodgers won the World Series because now they're my hometown team. So anyway, here's to all y'all. I also came from the South, the latter part of my years before I moved to California. So to all y'all, enjoy. Oh, this is a good Sauvignon Blanc. Not expensive, but if you try different wines out, you can find some really good ones that aren't too expensive. Because I like to economize. If you can find something of quality that doesn't cost you that much, why not? Okay, my pasta is boiling nicely, but I am going to give it a little bit of a stir. Because the one thing we don't want to happen is for the pasta to stick together. That's part of what the oil does. It keeps it slippery. Okay, so I'm stirring it up, and it's going to be time to add some garlic to the meat. And we have this nifty pre-chopped garlic. Just have to find it. It's in the fridge. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is this pre-chopped garlic. It's organic. It's already minced. And it's a real time saver. And garlic is one of those ingredients that it doesn't really matter if it's pre-chopped. But my daughter, who is an excellent cook, she even makes her own pasta, will say that the pre-chopped is not as good as freshly chopped. So I put in about half a teaspoon of the garlic. You can always taste it later and see if you need more. So one thing about cooking, I believe, is you start with a little, you taste test it, and see if it needs more. Because I don't know if anybody else out there has any stomach issues. That's one of the reasons I don't drink red wine anymore, is it can be really acidic and bother your stomach if you have stomach issues. And so can too much garlic and onion. So I try to be careful about that. All right, so the meat is cooking up very nicely. It doesn't have to be cooked to hardness. Just get rid of the pink, because you're still going to cook it a little more in the sauce. And salt and pepper is always a great ingredient for any meal. Just regular old black pepper, ground pepper, and out of the Morton's with the umbrella, it has the iodine in it. So this is sea salt. It's also Morton's, but it doesn't have the iodine. But it's, you know, it's salt. It's great. It's just iodine is a necessary ingredient in a person's diet for their health. And most food does not have iodine. So that's why Morton's Salt started putting iodine in their big cardboard salt containers, because they wanted people to be healthy, and most people use salt. You only need a little bit to add to your diet to be healthy. And I'm not sure what happens if you don't have iodine. I don't think it's like citrus, which if you're out of citrus, you can get scurvy, and that can be a very serious disease. Can you look up what lack of iodine does to a person's body? Emmett?
What happens when a person has lack of iodine?
Iodine. Oh, guess what? That's our alarm for the pasta.
According to ChatGPT, lack of iodine leads to iodine deficiency. You can get thyroid problems like goiter, hyperthyroidism,
Nice.
hypothyroidism, hormone-related symptoms, problems during pregnancy, cognitive and mood effects,
Well, that sounds terrible.
slower growth in children. How people become deficient? Oh, you need iodized salt, not just sea salt or fancy salt. That's not iodized. You
Is
need.
that the only way you can get iodine?
Well, I mean, iodized salt is a contributor to iodine. So if you don't have any of it, then you have less than what people usually do.
So, you don't want to get a goiter.
You need
It's
dairy,
like a big
eggs, and
growth on your
seafood.
throat.
So yeah.
Okay, well now we know. Nobody wants to have an iodine deficiency. Okay, taking these pot holders, and I'm going to drain the pasta. But first, I'm going to test it to see how it's doing. Turn it
So
on.
Kate says she's channel. Midwest says subscribe. Thank you, Midwest. Midwest says subscribed. Midwest used to live in Pacific Northwest,
Cool.
aka Idaho Seahawks. Yum Yum rocks.
Okay, we're going to look at this pasta. It looks done to me, but I'm going to taste it.
Micha says y'all got the garlic bread in the oven? Question mark.
No. That's too much work. Plus, bread is fattening. Pasta has enough carbs in it for me. Okay. Pasta's perfect. It's not overdone. You don't want mushy pasta. Okay, I'm just going to drain this. Okay, I got some stuck in the pot, so I'm getting it out. But it's not hard, so it's fine to use. Okay. Now, not only do I drain the pasta, I run cold water over it, because pasta is one of those things that will keep cooking. If you don't drain it with cold water, it will continue to cook, believe it or not, even when it's off the heat. Okay, so I'm draining the pasta. I already ran the water over it, and Making sure that it's not sitting in water. All right, this is great. Okay. I'm just going to leave it sitting in the sink, but I'm going to show it to you so you can see what I'm talking about.
Kate says she lost lot fat from body. Look at all that pasta.
From pasta?
No, I'm saying something else. And Amicho says I made the best garlic bread with can of butter last week.
Cannabis. Oh, cannabis butter. Oh, that sounds delicious. I like cannabis. Okay. Now, we've gotten to the point where the meat is brown. Try to get rid of the pink, but we're still going to cook this some more. Well done food, I think, is delicious, except for a steak. A well done steak can be kind of flavorless. It's better to have like medium well or medium. All right, nextly, I'm going to use a jar of pasta sauce. I could make it by scratch, but I don't see any reason to. I mean, this was $1.99. It's called Simply pasta sauce flavored with meat. So, it's just from the supermarket. You can get lots of different brands, but in my opinion, they're almost all the same. They have the same ingredients, the same spices. So I just buy a generic bottle of sauce, and then I put my own spices in it to flavor it up a little bit. Okay. This is what makes it quick and easy. Oh my God, it takes strength for this one. Okay. Use this handy jar opener. You can't open a jar, get a jar opener. Or have a man around. I don't want to be sexist because opening jars is for anybody if you have the hand strength. Okay, so now I'm going to pour this into the pan with the meat. But one thing I want to point out is that if you cook a meat with a low-fat content, you don't have to drain it. But if you cook a meat, a hamburger meat with a higher fat content, you should drain the oil out. Because you don't want to be getting all that fat in your system. All right, so I'm going to pour this in. This is a...
Kate loves your hair color.
You do? Thank you! That's so nice of you. Okay, I'm just pouring this right in, directly over the meat. Our cats are making noise.
Oh, Kate, here. Look, Kate, you want to see Simba? What? Look, Kate, here's Simba. Here's Simba. Simba, what's up, buddy? He's he usually likes to just hide away in the bedroom.
It's dinner time, though.
There's Simba.
He smells the food cooking. He wants to eat.
Look at there's Simba. All right.
Okay. So, one thing I'm just discovering, because I've never used this brand before, is that it seems a little thinner than something like Prego or Ragu. And, even generic brands at Vons or Kroger or whatever, wherever you shop, they're pretty much the same. But I think this one's a little thinner. But it's okay, because when you cook it longer, it thickens up. So that's fine. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of oil from the meat rising to the top. And that's fine. You just don't want a lake of oil in your pasta sauce. Okay, so this is good. So we're going to add some salt and pepper. Again, it's flavored according to taste. I like salt. Salt isn't that good for you, but I like it. Okay, some pepper.
Is that iodized? No, it's
No,
not.
I told you it wasn't.
Dang, that's not good. We need some iodine.
We ran out of the iodized. Yeah, think about it. I'll buy some more iodized salt. All right, so salt and pepper over here. We're stirring it
I
up.
would have bought iodized salt the other day. I just never realized that's the main source of iodine for people.
Yeah. Okay. What I don't have right now is fresh basil. Usually I have a basil plant, but since we moved, it didn't survive. A lot of my plants did not survive. sad because I love my plants. They're like my babies. I try to keep them going. I had to leave them behind in South Carolina when I moved here, and I had many, many plants. Some I'd had for years. They had grown big and strong and tall, but I had to leave them behind. And you know the reason why is the state of California has this regulation about bringing plants in. And I didn't realize they weren't going to check me. Because I came to a border crossing from Arizona, and I thought they were going to check my plants there. Because you have to stop, you have to show a passport. But guess what? They didn't check anything. So Border Patrol, don't listen to this. Yeah, nothing was checked. They said, hold up your passport as you're going through the window in the drive-by, and I held it up, and they were just like, you're fine, keep going. It's like, oh, okay. I was shocked. So I probably had some contraband in there too. But nobody checked, so it was all good. Okay, I'm looking for Italian spices. I am not finding any. Like I said, moving has really disrupted things here in our lives. I don't have all the ingredients that I used to have. Oh, what is this? I think this is some thyme. It's fresh, I can use that. That'll be fine. But I don't have any oregano, I don't have basil, but look, I have fresh thyme. Ooh, it smells good. You wanna smell it? Yes. It's very fresh. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit in. With these fresh herbs, you don't need a lot because they have more flavor than the dried ones. So it's all good. Don't want too much sage. Okay, that's good. Next time I make this, hopefully I'll be on streaming and I will have all the ingredients that I like to use. But anyway, we're just gonna stir this up. We're gonna let it simmer briefly. Simmering. Oh, just gonna shut that off. Simmering is a great way to increase the flavor of any dish. One thing I've noticed about spaghetti and pasta with a sauce is when you eat it the next day, that's when it's the best. Because the flavor has time to really meld with the sauce. So, you know, flavor is very important, and you can create flavor in many different ways. But the next day is the best time to eat a stew or a pasta dish with a sauce or a soup, because the flavors have chance to meld. Okay, if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I'm not the specialty cook that Emmett is. He's very good with Asian.
Kate says you can buy basil bottles, shaker things.
Oh, good. Okay. I like the fresh basil. It comes in a plant. You just pluck the leaves, and it keeps on giving, you know? The more you pluck, the more they grow. Anyone have questions? Emmett's going to read the questions because I can't see. I have challenged eyesight. I mean, I can see my phone, but I can't see the comments without glasses. So Emmett, you're going to look at the comments, see if there's anything?
You get any questions? No.
Thank you for helping me, Emmett. He's a good helper. I never thought about streaming while I cooked, but he did, and he's good at it, right? What's your favorite dish you've seen Emmett cook? Anybody? Oh my God, he's holding the cat upside down. This is Pookie the cat. I don't know if she likes being held upside down. I don't like it, because then I get all the blood rushing to my head and my sinuses get congested. Is anybody out there from New England or New York, the East Coast?
Kate asks, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm getting better than I was like over the last week. I've had antibiotics, Mucinex, Sudafed. I mean, all the good stuff. It's helped. Okay, we're gonna let this simmer for maybe another 10 minutes to thicken it up. And after that, it's ready to eat. The pasta's already done. One thing about this gas stove, it's a power horse. It is just so like quick at heating up the pots and pans. The one we used to have, although it was gas, man, that thing was weak, very weak. This one, it's ready to go as soon as you want to cook. It's like, bam, it's cooking, bam. As far as I know, the oven is the same way. It heats up really quickly. It preheats and it'll tell you when it's done. Okay, next time I will do garlic bread and I will do a really good salad, but I wasn't feeling that great today. So when I went to the store, I was just in and out quickly. But maybe next week I'll make another pasta dish and I'll do the whole thing. I'll do the garlic bread, which I can season myself, and a nice salad with all the good ingredients, with a nice dressing. Okay, it's heating up in this kitchen pretty quickly. So I'm gonna take the Dodgers off. This is Emmett's cat t-shirt that he painted. He painted the picture of one of our former cats that was a foster, and we found him a home. We didn't just throw him out. He has a really good home, and he has a look-alike sister at his home. This is Caramello. That's his name now. We called him Sly. Okay, anybody have questions? Well, I'll have to put in glasses if I'm going to read some of these comments or questions. Okay. Try to read. How are you doing today? Good, okay. I don't see any other comments that I haven't heard, so I have to take out my glasses. I'm not a glasses kind of person. Okay, is there anything I've left out, Emmett?
Keep going. Life story.
My life story.
Dennis Dent is celebrating 8 years sober next month.
Who?
Dennis Dent.
Who's that? Oh, Dennis Dent. Oh, 8 years sober. Wow. So you probably don't want to watch me drinking wine, but good for you. That's amazing. I don't see that chat. Oh, there it is. I'm celebrating 8 years sober. Wow. That's amazing. I don't know. How did you do it? You want to tell us how you did it? Do you go to meetings? You must have support somehow, because that's really hard. Oh, and Kelly is saying, oh, Kate is saying same too. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's impressive. Good for you, you guys. That's amazing. I've thought about it, but I don't want to. Yes, I went to rehab and went to meetings. Ah, how was rehab? Must have been helpful, huh? Do you have to get sent there by a doctor, or can you just check yourself in?
Says went to rehab and meetings.
Yeah, I see that.
Says it's GF.
You can
plus
keep
wine.
drinking wine. Oh, okay. I'm also going to use some Parmesan cheese when we serve this. A good Parmesan is excellent. If you buy it, you can buy a hard block of Parmesan. You can grate it freshly right over your pasta. But I don't have that. I just have the bottle that you shake out. That is the Lazy Cooks version. But you know, it's not bad. It's not as delicious as the fresh. How many people out there celebrate Thanksgiving? I used to be a really good holiday cook. Thanksgiving, Christmas, special occasions. That was my thing. Everyday meals was just more like simple, get it done, feed people, and move on. But for holidays, I would really go all out, you know, with all the side dishes, stuffings, salads, appetizers. What else? Really different types of breads, sweet breads and savory breads, and pickles and olives, and you name it, we had it. And one year, because I was in the deep south, we deep fried a turkey. That's a different experience. You can't stuff it because it's not going in an oven. You can't put it in a deep fryer with stuffing. It just gets dipped in the deep fryer, it fries, and it stays really juicy because with the skin on, it keeps all the juices inside. And it was good, but I had to bring it to somebody's house because I didn't have a deep fryer like that. And this guy, who's actually my allergy doctor, offered all his patients and his neighbors a deep frying experience. And you bring the turkey to him, he would deep fry it, and then you'd come and pick it up. So we tried that one year. Yeah, it was good. The turkey doesn't get dried out at all. Done. So that was kind of fun to do that, but I miss the experience of stuffing the turkey. I still had stuffing, but you know, I had to put it in a bowl. But I don't like that fake stuffing that comes out of a box. I have to do real stuffing. And I would put a lot of things in my stuffing, a lot of stuff in my stuffing. I would put raisins, apples, onions, celery, sometimes carrots. You can put all kinds of veggies and fruits in your stuffing. And especially with apples, it adds a sweetness to the stuffing, and it also adds moisture to the stuffing. So it's delicious. And this timer keeps going. Oh, there it goes. I turned it off. I would also do gravy, not in a jar. It would come from the turkey drippings, which that's another thing you don't get if you deep fry your turkey. You don't get the drippings. And yeah, I would make the gravy from scratch with the drippings, add some cornstarch, not flour, cornstarch is what makes it thicken nicely. And use all the drippings, and you cook it on the stove, and you have to stir it, and you scrape it, and you get all the little chunks, and you can add giblets from the turkey, cut it up and cook it. You can put other things in stuffing. My mom used to do something with oysters and oyster stuffing, which is not something you would think of with stuffing, but it was really good. It had that saltiness from the oysters. Yeah, it was delicious. Okay, I think this meat sauce is close to being done. It's thickened. The meat looks really good. I don't know if you can see it.
Kate says she never drinks alcohol anymore. Omizu says hello, Cat and Emmett.
Hi, Omizo. How are you? Am I saying your name right? I never know. Okay, you can see the sauce. It's just about ready. Yeah, I don't think I'm cooking this year on Thanksgiving. I might. You never know. The last time I cooked, I was dog sitting at somebody's house, and they said I could invite friends and family. So I did. Everybody brought stuff. I cooked a turkey, and came out pretty good, didn't it, Emmett?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think he was impressed.
Omizu wants to know what you're making today.
Oh, spaghetti and meat sauce. Just basic stuff, you know, basic comfort food. But that was a nice Thanksgiving. Yeah, we had friends and family over, and we had some really good food, and everyone enjoyed it. We're in a beautiful apartment house. It was not an apartment, I'm wrong, but it was like 3 levels. The kitchen was on the 3rd story. So to go out, you had to walk downstairs and upstairs. And
Omizu says, looks good.
good.
Kate said she got her Christmas lights.
Yay! Are they up? You should do a video and show us your lights. I am gonna wait a while before I do all this stuff. Okay, I think it's ready to eat. Should we plate it?
Yeah.
Let everybody look at it?
Why don't you do a taste test?
I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna show you my grandma's antique dishes. As I said, I like antique dishes and glassware. This is my grandma's antique. It's gray, which is an odd color for a dish. And the logo says, what does it say?
Amizu says he hopes I was making the garlic bread.
Harker. So it says Harker Ware Pate Pottery, established 1840. Isn't that old? I can't even read this stuff. So fading. Can you read that?
Harker Pate and Pate ware.
What about the bottom?
Acid detergent something. Show the camera. Let them figure it out.
Nobody can figure that out. If you can't, it's impossible. Okay. This is my grandmother's china. So we're going to try some of this, see how it goes. First plate?
No, you taste test it and then we
Oh,
go,
just taste test it?
and then wrap it up.
Okay. All right, I'm going to taste test it. Oh, you did turn it off. No, you didn't turn it off. I'm turning it off. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit on the plate so we can taste test it. Wish I could give you all a taste. It's, it looks fine as far as I'm concerned. Excuse me, I have to get a fork. This is pretty much a one-person kitchen. Most of the kitchens that we've had in LA are one-person kitchens. So, anyway, I am going to put some of the cheese on it. Let's see how it is. It looks good. It smells good. I like cheese. Emmett's not a big cheese fan, mainly because he's lactose intolerant, but I love cheese. It's healthy. All right, here's my taste test. Here we go. You're supposed to swirl the pasta in a spoon if you're Italian. That's a must, but I'm not Italian, so I'm just gonna eat it. Mmm. Mmm. It came out really good. Mmm. You'll have to try this. A quick, easy, comfort food meal for a cold day. It's good in the summer too, though. All right, everybody. I guess that's it. I'm going to be signing off. Okay. Bye, everybody. Gonna shut me off?
Goodbye, everybody.
The X. Okay.
Amizu says he's jealous. They had chili.
Aww.
All right. Well, that's that. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.